Good morning, Joella May here. Today is day 23. No, I'm saying 23. 43. Oh my goodness. 23. What's wrong with me? I can't even see. Oh, where am I at? I don't even know. Okay. Today, again, is day 43 of my 60-day guided meditation with Dr. Joe Dispenza. Inspired by Dr. Joe Dispenza. What am I doing? I'm trying to figure out what color candle to use today. And I'm having a hard time with it. Because you can't see me. But I can't see the candle. So let me just see where my hand sits. What's warmest. Purple it is. Candle holder is here. So for my 2 meditations, I fell asleep to the Rewire of Your Brain. I like that one a lot. It's very relaxing to sleep to. I know there won't be any commercial interruptions. All that good stuff. So today we will be opening our third eye with our candle. And our crown chakra. So where am I at? Let's see. This morning I did the 50-minute meditation. Part of me wishes I did the 15-minute because his explanation on the 15-minute is a little bit more get up and go kind of feeling. The 50-minute one is more music, so it's a lot more calmer and relaxing, which I was already going through with the sleep meditation to rewire your brain. So it kind of made me groggy again, which I didn't want to do. So I need to keep that in mind when I pick my morning meditations. Yeah, I was noticing that today. It's time to start. Okay, it's time to start. Will I start? I don't know. Mentally putting all my thoughts together, it's time to start writing. Before I was just so scattered I couldn't write without crying so much that I couldn't see the paper. So I was just like not doing it. A lot of things happened for me yesterday. Brought a lot of things into fruition. Working on some certain manifestations and some projects and things. I'm not fully there yet, so I don't want to talk about them yet, but they took up a lot of my time yesterday, so I didn't get to sleep till almost 5 o'clock this morning, so my schedule's all upside down again. Schedule. Morning. Uh-oh. We're gonna, hold on. So that's the first time I ever used the pause button while recording. That was different. My son came in the room, so like wherever I was, it just went out the window. Right. You're like, what? Okay. Holly. my well-being. My well-being towards myself and well-being towards others, depending on what company you get it from. I don't know. Either I'm getting used to it, or the brandy's not as strong as it was. I don't know. I was one. It's really not filling up today. Okay, there we go. Number 2. I mean, just think about it. If you were doing holistic medicine and you saw me doing mine, you'd probably go grab yours too if you hadn't done it yet. So, yeah, you watching me take my medicine should remind you to take yours. Or maybe you should get some too. So this will be 3. Do I notice a difference? Is it more than a placebo effect? Yes, I do. I definitely don't cry as much. And if you haven't noticed, I've been smiling a little more. Oops. Okay, I don't know. I think there's only like that much left. So, yeah, my sister got back to me. She wants me to get her those Chinese herbs. So, today is Thursday. It's already late. It's already, I think, 1:30. It's on my other phone. So now I can check the time. Yeah, 1:30 on the dot. That's funny. I don't know how I did that. But anyway. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. What? I'm like smiling right now. Like, I'm really happy. I guess it's because of the 2 things I did for myself yesterday. I don't know. Or maybe it's because I brought another mirror in my room to sleep with and I did a little ceremony for it. I don't know if I can. If I push the camera to turn around, will it let you see my mirror? Yeah, cool. So you see, I have my orchid in the middle, and then I had my candles glowing on either side. But yeah, they're out now. But yeah, I had that set up for myself, so that was a lot of fun. I really, really, really enjoy sleeping on the floor. Guess what? Today's like day 10 of me sleeping on the floor. Yeah, right? I'm like, it's becoming a little much for a couple of spots on my body. They're starting to get a little hard. They want the bed back. But it's been very inspirational and motivating sleeping on my floor. At one of the projects I was working on, because I have so much mint, I finally made a mint tincture. I didn't have cheap vodka. I had some old bourbon, so I used that, and this will sit like this. I dated it the day I put it together, So in 6 months, that's when I'll take it apart. But yeah, you just kind of like, you put the herb in. So I had a bunch of mint, pick the leaves, wash them off, then you kind of rub them together so the oils kind of get released a little bit, and then you put it in there, and you kind of loosely fill the jar with doing a lot of you fill the jar with the mint or whatever particular herb you're wanting to make a tincture out of. It's the same principle for just about any of them. And then once you fill it with the herb, then you fill it with the alcohol. Generally, they use the cheap vodka for the tincture, but I didn't have any cheap vodka. I had some cheap bourbon that my brother gave me forever ago, so it's perfect for that. I still kind of wonder why they say use cheap vodka. It's going to be a tincture like this, the holly. I think I wanted to have, I think the next time I make a tincture for myself, I want to use a better quality alcohol because it's still going in my body, and I'm very sensitive to liquor and their processes on how they're made. So the cheaper stuff usually is made as good quality, and my body can tell. So yeah, I don't know. It was something I was thinking about when I was making this last night. But since that was the only alcohol I had at hand, and this is the first time I'm making this style tincture, I figured, why not? So that was one of the projects I was working on because my mint is overabundant in my garden and I don't want it to go to waste. Last year my husband cut it with the weed eater. Yeah, and I lost the whole harvest. I was like, what happened? He's like, oh, it was long, so I trimmed it back. I'm like, I've been waiting to harvest it. Like, yeah, those kinds of things, you know. Anyway, so I'm excited that it came back because that's what mint does, and it's kind of taking over the garden. So I don't know what other herbs were really there because I went and picked it in the middle of the night last night while I was in between my other two projects in conference and web seminars and stuff. And I didn't want to start working that early, or I should say that early in the morning or that late at night with my projects because I wanted to sleep at a normal time, but it just is divine timing, I guess you could say, because once I started, I wanted to finish the assignments before going to bed so they were better manifested in my thoughts and waking up, which they are. Like, they're in my forefront of my brain. Okay, what do I have to do for this? What do I have to do for that? Let me get it done. Let me get it done. Let me get it done. And so that's kind of nice. Yeah, I would love to talk about my projects, but I want to have more of the concrete structure of things coming into fruition. Today's project is putting my room back together, but this time when I use my bed, I'm not going to use the bed frame. As I was thinking about it, one of my biggest things was I always had my bed frame super low to the floor. And the bed frame my husband got with our new bed was super high, where I had to climb up to get in our bed because, yeah, I'm only like 5'2". And that bothered me a lot. And I had to kind of let go of that. But it's still a physical issue for me that I don't enjoy. So I want to find a way to eradicate that. Because why would I want to not enjoy getting into bed, you know? It's like those little realizations. Um, I my goal on sleeping on the floor was to do more yoga. That didn't quite happen yet. I have done a little freaking hair. I have done a little bit more um, stretching and flexing, but I've been so busy and so focused on my meditations and releasing and all those other things that I keep forgetting to put myself in yoga mode. Because still, even having the space and the mat down, I still have to get my body into yoga mode. I have to dress in yoga mode. I have to, and I shouldn't say have to. It works better if I pick up my bedding off the yoga mat and don't have it around when I'm doing the yoga. And I guess if I think about it, for the past 2 or 3 days, ever since I got home from work, I've had my bedding on my yoga mat, and I haven't put it away once, and so. But I've been sleeping for almost 2 days in between my chores and all this work, and then staying up last night with But I have I've how do I say this without saying it contradictory to present from past? I guess, okay, I would say in the past, I tried to figure it out for so long I forgot what I was going to say. Alright. Well, I guess it wasn't important then. And if it is, it'll come back into fruition. Back to today's meditations. So I did the 50-minute guided meditation. It's a lot more calming, sedative, taking you into your place. Like I said, if you have things to do, the 15-minute meditation that he does is perfect for that, because I did that earlier this week, and I know I felt more invigorated when I did that one. This one kind of came out a little groggy. I feel a little bit more of a slower start with it. Yeah, if you haven't actually started doing these meditations, it really is changing my life. It really does help me stay focused on what I'm truly want, because it's when you're finding yourself, figuring out who you are, and all that, it's hard to say what you want. My whole life, I've always been asked what I want, and it was like, yeah, I can say, well, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this, but what do I want? Well, there's a few things that I do want very much. I want to be able to travel the world. I want to live on the ocean, kind of thing. So, yeah, it's coming back to my desires. What is my greater purpose? Where do I resonate best? Who resonates well around me? And yeah, changing your life and changing your habits, changing who you associate with is very challenging. The more we learn to sit with ourselves, the more we can start to understand the why. Yeah, some days are harder than others to sit by myself, but it really does make the difference. Like, all all the difference. I don't have other people's opinions coming back into my head. I'm only listening to the influencers that are saying the things I want to hear. You know, that's how I learned to cohabitate in my own life and be comfortable around myself, with myself, for myself. Because, you can't help the person next to you if you don't know how to help yourself, because then you both just go into a panic. And what's the point of a panic? Give yourself permission to have awareness. Give yourself permission to have understanding. Give yourself permission to love yourself. Give yourself permission to want to love yourself, to want to be there for yourself, because you're the only one that's going to make your life become what you want it to become. Nobody else is going to do it. Nobody else is going to help. They might say things, but no one does it except for you. And other people can always ask you for your help, and you can be so willing to help them. And that was always one of my biggest things, because I live so much in survival mode and scarcity that codependency is a fear-based emotion, and then we form that into our identity because we're so worried about people leaving us. But you know what? I don't have anyone around me except my son. See my roommate here and there. But the only predominant person in my life is me. And I'm really liking that. And ironically, sometimes when I see some of the memories from the last split, I think I'm kind of almost at that same point again. Yeah. It's interesting when I text him, he still thinks that I want him back. I would never want to go back to the way we were. I would only want the future of what I always thought we would have had, not what we had. It's about that time when I need to do my hair. So I should probably say now, I love you. And I love me, and you love you. And I'll take care of me. You take care of you, and we'll be good. Okay? So remember, you are the most important person to you. Nobody else. You. Just like I'm the most important person to me. We can love as much as we want in unconditional love, not in a codependent, scarcity, fear-based emotion. That is not our identities. That is survival. And we're not supposed to live in survival. We're only supposed to be there for a moment to get ourselves out of a situation. Think about it by animal instinct. They only go into survival mode when they feel like they're going to be eaten. That's the only time we should be in survival mode. It's a process. It's a definite process. Because I definitely went into survival mode when the security guard came up towards me in Walmart. It caught me off guard, and I went into my older reflexes. But I did it in a more graceful way, speaking and everything. it's okay to fall back as long as we can recognize and move forward. And so that was a process for me. Definitely. To, I really feel like I'm moving forward with all of the things I accomplished yesterday and all the things that I will be accomplishing today. Mm-hmm. I know. Again, I'll say, I love you. And I love me. And you love you. And I'll take care of me. And you take care of you. And we'll be good. Have an amazing grand rising, you beautiful souls.